Hi, friends. Welcome to Live at the Roxy on this Sunday. Sundays when we talk television. Is Los Angeles and a lot of the country falling apart in a lot of ways? And does news count as television? We will find out on tonight's show. But we talk television. Entertainment is so important, especially during times like this. And we will be talking about it. Today, I went to my Grammy's house because she last night had taped on CNN Goodnight and Good Luck. I didn't even know that was happening. So for those of you guys who do not know, and likely if you're here, you're not a huge Broadway person because the Tonys are currently on. Yes, I'm ballsy enough to go up against the Tonys. But if you didn't know, it was the first live televised production of a Broadway show. So George Clooney's Goodnight and Good Luck that he's currently doing on Broadway was televised last night on CNN Live. And it was, Grammy taped it on her TV. And today we sat for 2 hours and we watched the taped live production. And so it kind of got me thinking about what I wanted to talk about tonight and just what does that do for the Broadway show? Do we want to see more live things on TV? What is the way that television is moving? Is that something that we're looking for? Does having more social media like TikTok and Instagram push more things to go live? Or are we looking for more highly produced stuff? So just taking this time, because on Sundays we talk television, to kind of talk about what we are hoping for the future of TV, what we want to be seeing. Is it as many scripted shows, reality shows, competition shows? Is it more live arts, whatever it is? Plus, we'll also be talking about all the television shows I watched this week and whatever it is that you watched this week. I binged Deli Boys after Steph has been begging me to watch it. I'm on the 10th final episode. I have like 10 minutes left of it. That show's awesome, so I'm going to talk about it. Poker Face. I'm caught up, and thank goodness, because it rocks. And just like that, had its second episode. I'm caught up on Murderbot, which is the Apple TV show with Alexander Skarsgård. I'm caught up on Sticks, which is it Stick or Sticks? The Owen Wilson show that I want to talk about with you guys because I'm loving that as well. And anything else that you guys are interested in talking about in terms of television. Plus, Samuel L. Jackson is in talks to be in a Tulsa King spinoff. That was an exciting headline. So Sundays TV talk, whether it's TV shows you watched, shows that you're loving, shows that you're not liking, shows that you're recommending, or television news that you are really looking forward to, things that are coming up. We also had Ginny and Georgia come back this week. All of that and more is what I'm planning on doing in tonight's episode. And letting you know now, we will have a brief intermission in a half an hour because I have something on the stove and I want to make sure I don't burn down my house. I am making sauce. I'm making a bolognese and I just got to check on it and stir it for a sec. So we will have a brief 2-minute intermission in which I do that in a half an hour. So get in your questions, comments, concerns. If you are new to the show or you just need a reminder, the reason I'm able to be here every Sunday and Wednesday is because of you guys. So streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. That is the best way to get in anything you want read out loud on the show. Questions, comments, concerns. You can also super chat in, but as a creator, we prefer Streamlabs most of the time because they don't take the same percentage that Super Chat does. Super Chat, YouTube takes about 50%, even though they take 30%. They'd be greedy. And I probably just got demonetized. You can't talk about the platform that you're on without getting them in trouble. You guys know the deal. So Streamlabs in, super chat if you can't. And other than that, write in the chat. Let your voice be heard. What are you watching? What aren't you watching? Oh, man. You guys had asked me to put this up a couple hours early so that you could get a reminder an hour before. So I did do that. But then people asked me to put it in the Discord. So let me make sure that I do that right now. Okay, I can do that. Can I do it without playing it on the show, though? No, I can't. Clearly, she is the best multitasker. Clearly. I'm going to put it in general. Here we go. Nope. Yep. There we go. One more time. Everybody feeling fine. That is the link. There we have it. All right. So let me check in with the Streamlabs. Let me check in with the Super Chat. Let's see what's going on with you guys. And then we shall get this show on the road. Let me know early if there are things you guys want to talk about. I'm also going to, at the end of the show tonight, I'm going to go over to my friend and help her with an audition. So it will be a long night for me. So let's send things in from the jump. Shout out to everybody who sent things in for the last show. As a reminder for you guys, on Wednesdays, we talk about all the stuff that isn't television related. That's news, that's therapy, that's my personal life, that's your personal life. If that sounds like a fun show, join us Wednesday nights. It's usually around 6:30. And on Sundays, we talk all things TV. This week, just to give you guys a heads up, I will be, oh my God, did you not see me? I was all over Real Rejects this last week. They dropped my Grand Budapest 28 days later. I think there was another Wrong Turn. Lots of rocks over on Real Rejects, so be checking that out. On Mondays, I'm filming for Real Rejects. On Tuesdays, I'm filming for Christian, and then I'm filming for Real Rejects. I don't know when you guys will see those, but soon. On Wednesday, I'll be here for Live at Roxy. On Thursday, I am filming for Real Rejects. And on Friday, I'm filming for Only Stupid Answers, and then have my writing meeting with Steph. That part's not relevant to you guys, but just so you guys know what my week looks like if you want to find me. And then I'll be back here on Sunday, even though it's Father's Day. Maybe we'll do a segment about best TV dads. Does that sound fun? More segments on the TV show? Let me know. Like I said, Streamlabs in. Let your voice be heard. Okay, so as I mentioned top of the show, today what I did, I worked in the morning, and then I went over to Grammy's. Grammy was really excited about this production of Goodnight and Good Luck. And it really got me thinking because Grammy, who is 97, going to be 98 in August, who has a ripped Achilles, who has not left the state in 8 years, who loves Broadway, loves plays, loves George Clooney, loves Goodnight and Good Luck, loves history. This is so up her alley. And so this was marked on her calendar. Like she knew that this was going to be the first live production of a Broadway show that was broadcast live to TV for her to watch. And she was telling me all about it yesterday, how excited she was, how great she thought this was going to be, how important, how relevant to the time it is. And she just was really, really wanting to see the show. And there was no way for her to see the show otherwise. And they decided that they were going to broadcast this. Really smart for them, just getting more buzz around Tony's weekend, especially because Goodnight and Good Luck has, I think, 6 nominations or something. And so she said, I'm so excited. Would you want to watch this with me? I said, yeah. If you tape it, I'll come over tomorrow and let's watch it. So that is what she did. She called me this morning. She's like, I taped it for us. What time will you be here? Like this was the Emmys or the Oscars, like this was a really, really exciting event for her. And I felt that too. I felt really excited about it. I haven't had a chance to see this show. I thought it'd be really cool. So then I got there and we put it on and it's 2 hours long. Well, actually, it was a little shorter than that because afterwards there's commentation on it that she had taped. But it was really good. Not surprising. Obviously, this is a brainchild of a lot of really talented artists. The cast was stacked. George Clooney is phenomenal, but so is everybody else. It is an interesting time to talk about communism and the Red Scare and people demonizing other people and McCarthyism. And I was watching this just feeling like this is really, really cool that we get to do this. But I also wonder, does this take away from the Broadway show at all? Do less people go to see a show once they've seen it in the movie? Or does it add to the show? If you've watched something, like when we all watched Hamilton, which was not a live screening of a current production, it was different. But when we all watched Hamilton, or when we watched tapings of any shows that there have ever been, does that make you want to go less or more to the show? Is it a good advertisement for them? Or is it an alternative? For me personally, it's a good advertisement. Never have I seen a show on TV and I thought it was great. And I'm like, now I don't need to go see it. It just makes me want to go more. When I watched Hamilton, it made me want to go more to go see Hamilton, not less. So I wonder why we don't do this more often. Now, technically speaking, I'm sure this was very challenging, especially the way that they did it. If you watched this, you see that it probably took hundreds of people to work on this because you need to not only be making the Broadway show, which is a accomplishment in and of itself, but the way that they're broadcasting it, what we're seeing looks partially different than what they're seeing, and the amount of angles and shots and all of that we had to see was really cool. They paid very close attention to detail. Have you guys seen the movie Goodnight and Good Luck? Do you guys know what I'm talking about even? Is this relevant to any of you guys? I had not seen the movie. And so this is my first, I know the story, but this was my first foray into the way that this was exactly done. So I don't have anything to compare it to. And I would like to now go watch the movie. So I can only imagine that I would like to now go see the show more. Clooney's a star in so many ways. I've never seen him on the stage, and that was really fun. And I would like to see more shows like this. I think it provides a lot of very cool opportunities for people who can't go to the theaters. I remember when we were talking about during the pandemic how excited a lot of my handicapable fans were because they were talking about how a lot of movies were being released straight to home video and that they could actually feel part of the excitement and the buzz because they can't as easily access going to the theater, and they felt so excited about being able to see things. There's just so many different kinds of people and so many different capabilities that we all have that it's cool to provide a multitude of different options of how you can view something. And watching this on TV and then hearing commentary about it afterwards was a really cool way to view this. Now, is it the same as if you go to the Broadway show? No, of course not. Because feeling the energy in the room, like it was even funny. Sometimes you can hear, it's obviously not a laugh track because we're watching it live, but you can hear the audience sometimes. So it made me feel a little bit more like I was there with them. And sometimes they laughed at moments that I was like, I wasn't laughing there. And sometimes I'm laughing and they're not laughing. And I was like, oh, so this is reading a little bit different on screen than it is in person. But it is just the magic of live theater. Like you could tell there's a few scenes where a couple of the actors, George Clooney included, was delivering a line and they're holding for laughter. And they're feeling that energy from the live audience, and that's what we're getting to watch. It's not like they did the show without anybody in the theater. So I thought it was really, really cool. Did anybody check this out? It's also interesting that it was on CNN because a lot of the live shows, it's different. You know, when we do live shows, like when they did, what did they do? Grease and a couple of different things. They are on, I think, ABC. This is a live taping of a live Broadway show being shown on CNN live that I watched taped because I watched the next day. And then when in the middle of the thing, Grammy can't not pick up the phone. 3 people called, and when she told them all about it on the phone, paused, tell them about it, paused, tell them about it. They were all like, what? I had no idea that was happening. And I thought to myself, I wouldn't have known this was happening unless Grammy had advertised this to me. So did it hurt it, the fact that it was on CNN? Did not enough people know about it? And how should they advertise these things? Okay, Brandy didn't know about it. Mike did know about it and was interested in it and didn't realize it came out already. I wonder if you can go back and watch this now. I only know that she taped it. I don't know if this is on like CNN.com or if there is a way. Brittany said, I didn't know about it, but I would have tried to check it out. Yeah, I was super glad that Grammy told me about it because that was cool. I'm going to try to be on the lookout for things like this in the future so that we can flag it for each other. This is why I also love when you guys send me things that are up and coming, whether it's TV shows or live events, specials, whatever, so that we can all kind of be in on it. But I didn't find out about this till last night. So otherwise, I would have told you guys last week. B. Lee, I wonder if it's on demand on my cable. I don't know. Mike says probably on HBO Max. I don't know about probably. Maybe. They might not want it there because it is a live, like maybe one time only. If you saw it, you saw it. It might not be something that they want permanently up there while the show is still in production during its run. Maybe they put it on in a few weeks after its run. How do you guys feel about this? What other Broadway shows would you like to see done like this? Or what other things would you really like to focus on having for live TV? Whether it's events, things like Coachella. Are there any things that you guys are really wishing were live? Okay. We are officially 15 minutes in the show. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Show up, show support. If you want me to continue doing the Sunday show, you guys know, unfortunately, because we are fully fan funded, shows are always on the chopping block. And I'm hoping my Wednesday shows have been way outperforming my Sunday shows. What I'm hoping is that both of them continue to do okay enough so that I can continue doing the Sunday and Wednesday shows. If you like that we do a specific to TV dedicated show, then make sure you send in Streamlabs a super chat if you can. Times are fucking weird. Mike said, just checked. It isn't. Yeah. Mike, probably on HBO. Like, I do that all the time too, but we got to always catch ourselves. Like, instead of saying things we don't know about, let's just like look before we. Sexy Andrew says, happy Ghostbusters Day, Roxy. Ghostbusters 1984 turns 41. Our Ghostbusters musical would be interesting. You know what's so fascinating, Sexy Andrew? I'm shocked they haven't done that yet. That sounds kind of like a no-brainer. Has there never been any kind of even like local theater production of a Ghostbusters musical? I would think that would annihilate. They could write such fun Ghostbusters music. Sexy Andrew, maybe you should make that. That's a great idea. I would watch the hell out of it. Yes to that. Let's see what other shows you guys are watching and what I am watching right now. But continue to send in to me kind of the main topic of the show tonight, TV-wise, is what you would want live stream, whether it's theater show or an event, whatever it is. I want to know from you guys. So I watched Deli Boys. For those of you guys who do not know, Deli Boys is a show that is, I'm like, what did I even watch it on? Isn't it wild how nowadays we don't even know? Sometimes you don't even know where you watch it. I watched it on Hulu. Did it air originally on Hulu? Yes, it did. It's a Hulu original. It's called Deli Boys. I was really excited to see that there's kind of three main people. There's these two brothers who you guys probably will recognize from a plethora of different shows, but maybe don't know by name. And the woman in the show who they call Auntie Lucky, who is the mom from Never Have I Ever. And this is such a different role for her. And I love the show Never Have I Ever. You guys have heard me talk about that a lot. But I didn't hear that much about Deli Boys except from my diehard TV fan friends. Like Steph kept telling me I have to watch this. A lot of you guys were like, Deli Boys is so funny. It's so great. Tonally, it is wild. It is kind of like a mobster Pakistani comedy drama. It's really a comedy more than it's a drama. But we're dealing with drug deals and murder and all this dark stuff. It's about these Pakistani American brothers who everything kind of switches up on them when they find some things out. I don't want to reveal what happens in the first episode. And their Auntie Lucky, who I just told you guys is the woman from Never Have I Ever. And all of these really other fun characters. There's a woman named Prairie who's a shaman. She is so cool. I think she's a really unique character that we don't usually get. It's got good guys, bad guys, everywhere in between. And it is a little bit of a slow start for me because the first couple episodes, I was trying to like understand the tone of this show. I was watching it and I was like, what's up here? Is this funny? Is this a joke? What's this character to this character? By the time I was halfway through, and the episodes are short, so you get through this quickly. By the time I was halfway through, I was like, this is laugh out loud funny. I totally understand what they were going for, and they are nailing this. And now that I'm on episode 10, I was like, this show is excellent. It's one of the most underrated shows of the year. And for my TV diehard friends who are looking for a show that they haven't seen yet, this is going to definitely be one that I recommend. And while it doesn't make my top 10 of the year list so far, it will certainly make my top 10 underrated shows of 2025 list. I certainly recommend this one. Yeah, Leonard had told me about it as well. A couple of you guys had, yes, Jamal, dark comedy. That would be the correct term for this. But it's not a dark comedy the way that a lot of dark comedies are really pretentious and great still, but they take themselves pretty seriously. This is like a slapstick comedy that's also dark. Andrew Thomas in the super chat. There was a Ghostbusters spectacular, Reed rocks, in the 1990s where they performed the shows at the Universal theme parks, but they weren't musicals. Man, we need the musical. I feel like that would do so well. Why has nobody thought of that yet? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Thank you for showing up and showing support. RQMDSMD with our first Streamlabs of the day said, "Hi, Roxy, just sending some Sunday TV support. Thank you. Couldn't do it without you." Who in the chat's watched Deli Boys? Let me know. And if you haven't watched it yet, are you going to watch it now after this? Let's talk Poker Face. Pop, 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 poker face, pop, pop, poker face. Oh, no, no, no. The lyrics to that song are wild. Oh, she went. Oh, she really went there. She just decided to start singing. Poker Face is better this season than it was even the first season. Am I the only one who thinks that? I love that we are really sticking to the murder mystery of the week, and every week has stars on the show. I mean, really, truly, they are getting the biggest, most popular people right now on the show. Let's just go through some of the episodes. Okay, the first episode, we had Cynthia Erivo. Cynthia Erivo is obviously a huge Broadway star, has had a prolific movie career, and most recently has taken the world by storm in Wicked. Doesn't really get bigger than Cynthia Erivo right now. In episode 2, we had Giancarlo Esposito, possibly the biggest TV villain of all time. We had Katie Holmes. There was so many recognizable people in episode 2. In episode 3, we had John Mulaney and Richard Kind, two absolute comedy legends. In episode 4 this season, we had Camille Nanjiani, who was really fun to see. He did such a great job. And so many other people. Gabby Hoffman, who I think is just wildly talented. In episode 5, we had which episode was this one? Was this one? Oh yeah, Carol Kane, who I love. Oh, and I always Steph corrected me on this the other day. I say Ego, but I think it's Ego from SNL. And a lot of huge people. This is a Hometown Hero. Oh yeah. This is the one with Simon Rex. They're all so good, dude. And that was the baseball one. Yeah, that one was so good. I loved that episode. That was really cool. And it shows a lot of great people. In episode 6, this one, and by the way, Steve Buscemi being a good buddy credited in all of these. Margot Martindale, who I think is one of the best working talents of all time. Just so ridiculously good. And in the most recent episode, we had Sam Richardson and Corey Hawkins, who I will always think about me interviewing Corey Hawkins and saying that I'm standing here with Corey Hawkins, but I feel like I'm standing with Dr. Dre. Because that's who he had played. And that was in my reel. So just think about that cast for a second. The people that come on this show. So clearly it's super duper well respected. Not to mention, which I didn't, which is that Natasha Lyonne is a star and she is an absolute joy to watch in all these scenarios. We watch her have crushes. We watch her be a badass. We watch her make mistakes. I think that they could push that even further with her making bigger mistakes. But every week it's something completely fresh and different, and we're in a different place, and it all makes sense. And they're usually funny and poignant and make you think and wonder. And the setup is really great. And for a whodunit, it's just a true joy. They put the number one genre that IMDb puts this under is bumbling detective, and that is uh, so accurate and reminds me of How to Get Away with Murder, but it's just being led by her. I can't get enough of the show. I could probably watch this for 10 seasons, honestly. Who's watching Poker Face? Any of you guys watching Poker Face? What's been your favorite episode this season? Let me know. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Super chat in. Pup, poker face. Pup, poker face. Now. Okay. I have such a crush on Natasha and her BD. I know she really does have BD. She is like just an absolute stud amongst studs. And her hair, dude. I just want her hair so bad. Try to do the curly girl hair thing, but it's just so frizzy on me. Mike Joyce in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider said, with current events going on and Emmys voting starting soon, do you think that shows like Andor and Handmaid's Tale will do better nominations-wise? I wonder what question you're really asking me here, Mike. I wonder what question you're really asking me, because I would have understood if you had said Andor and The Last of Us, but you said Andor and Handmaid's Tale. So maybe you just mean with like politics in general. Do political shows do better? And I think it will go one way or the other. Sometimes I feel like it might actually cause them to do worse because it's just we're so inundated with so many bad things. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think Andor, I don't think either Andor nor Handmaid's Tale were in the top 5 shows of the year. So I'm not particularly rooting for either of them, although I thought that they're both extremely well done. And I would say Andor more so than Handmaid's Tale, because that Handmaid's Tale finale really doesn't piss me off, even though, again, it was well done. What do you guys think? Will that help or hinder their Emmys experience? I think Andor being a Star Wars show probably hurts it with the Emmy voters. Who's watching And Just Like That? We got episode 2 of it. I just wish Kim Cattrall would come back to the show. I understand she's not, but just wish she would. Sometimes she might, but not forever. And I just want her to be part of the core. I'm glad we're getting a little bit more of Carrie and Aiden. There's not that much to talk about when it comes to this show, other than I still like it. I still like any show that deals with women and dating and their sex lives and trying to balance a career and getting laid and having marriages work and not work and whatever. I still think that's just a fun world to live in. And I love New York. So for all those reasons, I'm in on this show. I loved Sex and the City. Was it a better show than this? Yes, it was, of course, because we had our core 4. But yeah, I feel like even to this day, we still just don't have enough shows about women who aren't in their teens and 20s hooking up, and it's fun to watch. So I'm into that. Okay, what else am I watching? That show Stick. It's just one stick, right? I keep wanting to call it Sticks. It's the Owen Wilson Apple TV Plus golfing show. It had its first 3 episodes drop at once, and now it's going once a week. And it is so feel good. I feel like this is going after the same audience that Ted Lasso went after, which makes sense. It's an Apple show with a recognizable face as the lead. It's a golf show, but it's not really about golf. It's about mentorship and relationships. It is feel good, heartfelt, touching, and I like watching it a lot. Not only do I love Owen Wilson, but Mark Maron is great in this. I haven't seen him do as much narrative stuff. I watched Glow, obviously, and I have seen him do some movies, but it's nice to see him back on my TV screen. And Judy Greer, who I've loved forever, ever. I think she is an absolute star and doesn't get enough credit. And she's such a funny lady person. Who's watching Stick? Any of you guys? Stick got me hooked by episode 2. Yeah. How I feel? It's really good. I can't imagine somebody watching the show and being like, I hate that show. It's just so good. I recommended Siren to Grammy and she finished it and she just told me, I did not like that show. And I was like, really? She said, yeah, I did not like that. I was like, what a bummer. All right, so this is super weird of me, guys, but as I told you, I am making pasta sauce. So we are going to cut to a hold screen and I am going to be back in less than 2 minutes. So start sending in Streamlabs, super chats, things that you're watching, things that I'm watching. When I come back, I want to know from you guys what kind of things you would like to see live, and also what shows that you are currently watching, shows that I should be watching. If you want to talk about Murderbot, any of the finales that have taken place, Ginny and Georgia, La 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 la. I haven't watched Adult yet, but it's on my list. What else should be there? Okay, see you guys after I stir my pasta sauce. 2 minutes. Okay, keep each other company. Guys, my bolognese is looking so good. It's going to be so good. Just sitting, simmering there. Oof. Oof, oof. The homemade tomato bolognese. I put like different kinds of mushrooms and onions that have just been soaking in goodness. Oh, it's going to be so good. Anyway, I like to give myself things to look forward to. Hopefully I have time to eat it before I have to rush out to help my friend with the audition. If not, I'll eat it later tonight. Thank you, Sam. It does sound delicious. I love a good bolognese. Mm-hmm. And the longer you let it sit, the better it is. When I do a rushed 30-minute bolognese, it's always good. When I do like a couple hours of sauce simmering, soaking, oh, that's where it's at. All right. Anyway, what are you guys watching? What's happening with you? Let's see the TV shows you guys are interested in. What's the number one show you're watching right now? By people in the chat, what is your number one favorite show that is currently on? Let me know. I've started making my list of the top shows of the year. And man, I'm having a tough time. I'm currently at 59 shows. So I'm on pace to do my 10 shows a month to hit my 120 for sure. Maybe this year I can get a little further than that. I also want to talk to you guys about some TV news, Samuel L. Jackson and this possible Tulsa King spinoff, and whatever TV news you guys saw this week. So I really love Tulsa King. I think it's a great show. I know that some people are like, ugh, overrated. I don't think that. I think that this show is fun. I know some people didn't like the second season as much. I still thought it was so much fun. And Sly just does it for me as an actor. I think he's awesome. So, and I watched the rest of Taylor Sheridan's shows too, for the most part, most of them. Samuel L. Jackson now is headed to the next big Taylor Sheridan drama. This coming from Hollywood Reporter. James Hibbard wrote this. He said, the actor is deep in talks to tackle Paramount Plus spinoff of Tulsa King. I never thought that Tulsa King would have a spinoff show. This seems to be Taylor Sheridan's thing. He makes a show, it's a hit, and then he makes sometimes even better shows surrounding that hit. Hollywood Reporter first broke the news last year that spinoff of Sylvester Stallone hit was in the works. I don't remember that. With former series writer Terrence Winter previously noodling an idea set in New Orleans. Sources say the current plans for Jackson to be introduced as a guest star character in the upcoming third season of Tulsa King, which is currently in production in Oklahoma and Atlanta, and then launch his own series. In addition, Deadline reports that Dave Erickson, quote parentheses, Mayor of Kingstown, will be writing the spinoff after previously taking over showrunner duties of Tulsa King for the new season. The casting would be quite a coup for executive producer Sheridan and for Paramount Plus. In 2023, the Guinness Book of World Records declared Jackson the actor with the highest grossing collective box office of all time. I didn't know that. That's so cool. What a claim to fame. With his films, including the Avengers franchise and hits like Pulp Fiction, for which he was nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, and Jurassic Park, bringing more than a cumulative $7 billion. The actor has appeared in more than 150 films. Marvel once agency partner at the news, the quote, the level of talent Sheridan is able to secure for TV is unprecedented, end quote. There's a lot of huge people who are on a lot of huge TV shows now, but it is wild what he's able to do. The original Tulsa King stars Stallone as a New York mobster who is exiled to Oklahoma and builds up his own new crime empire. The show has been a major hit for the streamer. Its second season return in September was Paramount Plus's most watched global premiere in the streamer's history, and the show ranked as Nielsen top 10 streaming title throughout the rest of the sophomore season run. I didn't know that many people even had Paramount Plus, so that is just super duper wild to hear. Jackson has other business at Paramount, as well as news broke in April that he's to star in Paramount Pictures' Man of War from director Tim Story. Paramount Plus has no comment as of this point. Would you guys want to see this? Did you like Tulsa King? Are you excited about it? Did you guys know that he has the highest grossing movies of all time? That is so cool. I mean, it's Samuel L. Jackson. There's no bigger star. He is as big as it gets. Him helming a Tulsa King spinoff is so up my alley. I would watch this. You could not convince me not to watch this show. Like, just absolutely. I'm curious the New Orleans angle of it and how it's a spinoff to this show. So will there be much of a crossover? There's a lot of, in any kind of mob related shows, it's like they have the New Orleans chapter of this thing in New York and whatever. So I guess that's kind of how we could kind of cross over without having to have too much crossover, as opposed to his other franchise, which is Yellowstone, which when we want to do spinoffs, what we do is we go to different years instead of different locations. But this sounds like different locations instead of different years, which would be fun. This also might get more people to even watch Tulsa King, because if you want to watch a spinoff, sometimes you go back to watch the original. So just smart idea all around, and a yes from your girl. What do you guys think? Send in that support. Thank you to RQMDSMD and to Mike Joyce for being our 2 Streamlabsers of the day so far, and to Andrew Thomas, Sexy Andrew, for being our 1 Super Chatter of the day so far. If you guys would like to send in support and you'd like the show to continue going, then make sure you show up and show out and let me know what it is that you guys are watching. I'm curious, in the chat, I'd asked you guys what you're watching right now, your favorite show right now. Poker Face, Stick, Chicago Med. Okay. I didn't know Chicago Med was still on. I missed the whole thing. I think that did I talk about the Mobland finale on last week's show? I think I must have, right? I must have talked about the Mobland finale on last week's show. It was the greatest finale ever. I don't know about ever, but it was just absolutely excellent. Did I talk about it to you guys? Had it already aired at that point? I think it had. If so, forgive me for asking. I watch so much television, talk so much television that I can't remember if I talked to you guys about that. Murderbot is a really fun show that has gotten better and better and better every week. I love that the show is short. I love the characters on the show. I love that we're dealing with AI and robots and coming to life. It's just a topic that always interests me. And I think that this is an easy watch. Do I think this show is going to get nominated for things? No. Do I think that it has legs for 10 seasons? No. Do I think it could have a couple seasons and be a fun time while we're watching it? Yes, I freaking do. Yes. Okay, I hadn't watched the Mobland finale yet. What? Oh, that show is so good. I honestly think Helen Mirren should win an Emmy for the show. I know I've said it every single week, but I mean it. And the show seems to transcend the usual mob fan audience. I feel like so many people are watching this show. So many people that don't even watch a ton of television shows. This is one TV show that they're watching. It's a star-studded cast, of course, but I also love the inter-family dynamics and fighting. When Christian first told me about this show, or he was first watching the show, he kind of, I think, referred to it. Maybe he didn't refer to it as a guilty pleasure, but when he was talking about it, the way that it sounded to me was just like it was kind of another random show. I think that this show it has potential to make a lot of people's top 10 of the year list. Don't know that it will make mine, but it has potential for other people's top 10. And if this was on somebody's top 10, I would not shame them. I would be like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. The show is an actually legitimately great show. The finale was so much fun, left a ton of room for what we could do next season. And like I said, it is the best performance from Helen Mirren I've ever seen. And that is saying something. She's one of the greatest of all time. That's not to say that not everybody else is doing an amazing job. I'm having such a blast watching Tom Hardy, and it is a little bit different of a role for him. It's fun to see him kind of have this like this family side to him while being a badass still and being a little softer at times and being edgier at other times. It's really cool to see him. But just Helen Mirren, this is, I think, because I just watched 1923 and then this is what follows it. It's like, oh my God, she is so versatile. She is so good. And we don't get to see a lot of women gangster characters like this that are just like the biggest pieces of crap ever. Love her on this show. So that's the Mobland finale. I'm glad that it stuck the landing for season 1. I bet a ton of people catch up before season 2, now that we know there's going to be one, so that even more of us can be talking about it by then. I told you guys about Tylenol murders. That docuseries really stressed me out. I haven't started watching Ginny and Georgia yet. I like that show a lot. It is created by a person who went to high school with me, Sarah, and also takes place in an ambiguous, I forget exactly whether it takes place in Brookline or whatever, but right around my area in Massachusetts. I binged all of this, I think, a year ago and had a lot of fun with it. And I'm excited that it's back. I think it's number 1 on Netflix right now, which makes sense. This is a nice, fun, easy watch also. A lot of those things on right now. Let's see what's coming up for television. I know that we've got a lot of big shows on the horizon, and summer's going to have a ton of them. And you guys tell me in the chat what ones I should be on the lookout for and which ones you specifically want us to be covering here, and just what you're most excited for in general when it comes to television and what's coming out, because I want to watch what you're watching. It's so much more fun to watch shows with people. I don't get to watch TV shows with people that much anymore. And so that's kind of what this is about. The Bear is coming June 25th. That's season 4. Some people didn't love season 3. I happen to love season 3, but I think that they're going to pivot a little bit because they always said that season 3 was kind of set up for season 4. And so I think that this is going to be an excellent one. So yes, chef to this. Absolutely. Squid Game season 3, June 27th. June's a big month. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, season 17, July 9th. This is the number one for me. It's the greatest comedy ever. Season 17. It never gets boring. It never gets old. We know there's going to be an Abbott Elementary crossover in this one. Sign me up. Wednesday is coming on August 6th, which is the number one English language show that Netflix has ever done. Crazy. Platonic, August 6th. Peacemaker, August 21st. Just some of the ones that I'm most excited about this summer. How about you? We are getting out of here relatively soon because I've got sauce on the stove and I've got no Streamlabs and Super Chats coming in. So send in any final ones before I get out of here. Appreciate you guys being here. If there's any TV shows you're watching, things you want to talk about, things you want me to be watching, let me know. Because otherwise, let me know or I'll go. Let me know or I'll go. I also didn't get to hear enough from you guys what things you would want live, like Good Night and Good Luck. I thought that was a really cool thing. I thought you guys would be into that. I never know what you guys will be into. You just don't know. And for next week, I'll probably be talking about some of these same shows, plus whatever TV news comes up. I don't think any new show. Oh, and Ginny and Georgia, which I haven't seen yet. So that will definitely be, if you guys want to be up to date on the things that I'm watching. I've also been watching a lot of comedy specials. Let me know if you guys want some recs on that. Handsome Ransom in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStraya. Thanks for the 420. Aloha, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep Roxy streams alive. Go, Roxy. Yeah, yeah. Go, Roxy. Sending love and cheers. Stay awesome. Love ya. I don't know what tune you sent it in, but hopefully I didn't butcher it too bad. Thank you, Handsome Ransom, for that. How else could 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep Roxy streaming alive. Or it could be 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep Roxy stream alive. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep Roxy stream alive. Let me know which one's better. Oh, yeah. When is Ironheart coming, Sam? I mean, look. I can't believe how little it is on people's radars and that they are burying it. But I will definitely watch. Ironheart, June 24th. Okay, that's in a little more than 2 weeks. It's not that far away for them to be just not talking about it at all. So that's a day before the Bear. So end of June is where it's at for television. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Keep rolling through, friends. We'll be here for as long as you guys are Streamlabs or Super Chatting. Otherwise, we're getting out of here. Leonard Kim says, I've hit a bit of a lull in TV shows for now. So Love Island is what takes up most of my TV time. Some underrated shows to watch out for: Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Buccaneers, and Acapulco. I can't recommend these shows enough. I like Star Trek shows in general, but I'm definitely not going to watch Strange New Worlds. The Buccaneers, I believe it's on like season 4, right? How is that? Apparently you like it. And Acapulco, that's got multiple seasons too. I'm looking for a good new show. So you guys told me adults, and there's another 2 shows that you guys recommended to me. One of them's not called Extraordinary. That's a different show, but it was something like that. Remind me what they are. But adults is definitely next on my list because so many of you guys sent me in about that. Like, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. So when I get more than 1, 2, or 3 recs from you guys, and I read all the comments after the videos too, that's when I take it seriously. And yes, RQMDSMD, the Bolognese is calling. I mean, wouldn't you be excited if you had a nice Bolognese on the stove? It's going to be so good. So first what I did was I cut up a ton of cherry tomatoes. And usually I use bigger tomatoes and I blanch them and then whatever, but I wanted cherry tomatoes for this. So I have a ton of cherry tomatoes and I cut a yellow onion in half. And then I did like a tablespoon or 2 of butter. And I put butter, the 2 halves of the onions, and all the tomatoes. And I put the lid on that while I had that simmering for like Well, and then I brought it to a boil, and then I bring it down to low temp. And the other pot, I did shiitake mushrooms and cremini mushrooms and a really good meat blend, which was like a 93.7 or something, because I add so many oils that I don't need that much fat from the meat. And then minced garlic. And then I like with my spatula, so it's really, really, really small. And overcompensating. Thank you, Sam. That's what that one's called. That one's good, right? Were you the one who recommended that to me? Oh, and 1,000 blows. And some of you messaged me about that, and some of you talked to me about it on this show. Okay, so it's 1,000 blows. Let me write these down. It's adults, it's overcompensating, and it's 1,000 blows. Overcompensating, 1,000 blows. Those are the ones. Thank you. Those are 3. Okay, and then I merged the 2 together, and added some olive oil, salt, and pepper, and now that's been cooking for like 2 hours. I did recommend, but I just pieced it together based on you saying extraordinary. Thank you. Thank you for understanding the way my mind works, Sam, because I have no idea why you understood that when I said extraordinary, you said overcompensating, but you get like the way my visual brain was working, why extraordinary and overcompensating kind of look the same. I can't believe I gave no details about the show, and I was like, it's not called extraordinary, and you're like, overcompensating. Amazing, Sam. Both of our minds being like, yep, these are the same. This is about right. I can't believe you pieced that together. That's iconic. Maybe we've been talking for too long now, Sam. You got that. Like, why did you get that? That's so good. All right, bullet news time it is, and to help my friend, we'll be back on Wednesday. And by the way, Leonard, I agree that it's a little bit of a lull in television right now. So maybe in the meantime, I could start doing more like top 5s, top 10s on this show. You guys let me know if that would be fun for you, or what else could bring more eyes and ears to the show. I did what you guys said, where I put it in the Discord and I made it hours in advance. And this is the least live viewership and least Streamlabs and Super Chat support I've gotten since I started doing the Sunday shows. So I don't know that it helped. I'm not saying it hurt, but I don't know that it helped. Okay, Mike thinks that sounds fun. Good. And now is hungry. Yeah, I get that. The only, like, I really, and again, we can talk about this Wednesday, but 99% of the time, I'm like, I enjoy my single life and whatever it is, but when I make really good food and I'm eating it solo, I'm like, none of you guys are around to try it. Like, I can't talk to anybody about how good this is. Ugh. That's when, like, having a roommate or even a significant other, it's like, do you like the food? I just sit there and I'm like, good job, Rox. Samsung movie talk as well as TV talk now that Last of Us and or White Lotus are over. It could be the Broadway subject that's the issue. I thought this was a cool one because it was such a big deal and it got so many viewership, but then so many people also didn't know about it. So maybe it's just a completely different demo. What did I go see this week that I didn't tell you guys talk about? Oh, I know I did talk about Ballerina. That's that. Fuck ice and stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those plumes. Don't turn about the Holocaust. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice. Wherever you're on the rainbow, we love you. We stand with the women of Iran, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. And golden sparkles for the Zen one himself. I'll see you guys on Wednesday and on all different platforms all throughout the week as I let you know. Real Rejects. We have a little more support coming in, but Real Rejects, Only Stupid Answers, and Christian Harloff Show, plus here and on my socials also. I'm doing a fun video this week where I'm asking Grammy to take a photo of me every day this week so I can post it. And so far, she has not gotten me in the frame one time. So, and I think we're on day 5 maybe day 6. Tomorrow might be the last day. She literally has not gotten me in frame one time. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. James Carroll says, you should watch the Enfield Poltergeist on Apple TV. It's faux real. What is Enfield Poltergeist? I don't know what that is, James. Hi, thank you for that big support. Enfield Poltergeist. Enfield Poltergeist refers to a case of alleged paranormal activities that occurred in 284 Green Street in Enfield, London between 1977 and 1979. Enfield Poltergeist, Apple TV Plus. Wow. I've never even heard of this show. When did this come out? Oh, it was a documentary in 2023. So I save all my I try to save my shows that didn't come out this year viewing for the tops of the years, where in January there's not a lot of shows because I try to be up to date with things, but try to remind me again at the end of the year. Unless it's absolutely amazing and I need to watch it, and then I just will. Hasn't we seen this? All right, getting out of here later. Thanks for being here, friends. Talk soon. Bye.